So the big news among my friends today is that Zachary Levi is going to be in the TV reboot of Heroes called Heroes Reborn. It's going to be a TV miniseries, so like 9 episodes or something like that. I don't know. I'm pretty excited about that because I used to watch Chuck and Heroes. Well, not at the same time, but Heroes came on and then Chuck. I think maybe it was Chuck then Heroes. I don't remember. They were back to back on NBC. And that was back when I started watching television again. Prior to Heroes coming on, I actually didn't really watch a lot of TV. I watched 24. 24 was the only other show that I watched, and I didn't watch it like while it aired. I was doing catch up at that time via Netflix DVD because that was the only option. Um, yeah, so Heroes was the first show that I started watching while it aired, and I watched it with my friend Mark, and that was fun. And then Chuck came on, and I would watch that with Mark's roommate Nick. So Nick and I would watch one show, and then Mark and I would watch another show. Anyway, that's not at all what I planned on talking about today, but I'm really, really excited. And I know that in jest, slightly in jest, but people were talking about doing crossover episodes and were like, hey, wouldn't it be really cool if there was a Chuck and a Heroes crossover? Which, would never happen. But now it's kind of happening, so that's cool. I do hope that Zach plays a character other than his Chuck Bartowski type character, though, only for him because it would be really fun to see him in another role. Yeah. So there are. Hero Season 1 was amazing. Season 2 was palatable. And I don't remember a single thing about Hero Season 4. Other than I was really disappointed in the finale and apparently every other part of that season. But I'm trying to stay positive during these vlogs. So instead of talking about all of the lame things that happen in Heroes, I want to talk about the things that I love about Heroes. And I actually did a little bit of research and I came up with a ton of actors that are in it that are either really amazing or went on to do other things that I like. So let's first talk about the great actors and heroes. I mean, there were a lot of them, and quite honestly, it was because of the cast that I continued watching all 4 years. Yes, I did. I watched faithfully while it aired all 4 years, and but yeah, there's so many great people. Masaoka, which is fantastic. I was really sad when they took him out of the rest of the world and put him back in time or whatever. I don't know, back when he was fighting the dragons and stuff. I think that was kind of like the beginning of the end. But he was still fantastic. I loved him. Christine Rose, absolutely amazing. Milo Ventimiglia, Adrian Pasdar, Jimmy John Lewis. All of them, I haven't really seen very much of them since then, but they were so great in it. I hope that they do a lot more. Although I guess Adrian Pasdar is on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. now, which is pretty cool. I'm excited about that. He hasn't been around a lot the last few episodes, but I think he's still a character there. Yeah, I don't remember anything happening to his character. So, cool. Uh, yeah. Jack Coleman, brilliant. He was so fantastic in that. Yeah, he was so great. And I love that, like, we hated his character and then we loved his character. And yeah, so many layers to that. But the real star of it, especially when given lots of bad stuff near the end, was Zachary Quinto. Like, you can't talk about Heroes without talking about Zachary Quinto. It's sad that he's not coming back, but you know what? It's cool. He did amazing as Siler. And you hated him and you felt sorry for him and you loved him all at the same time. Sorry, my nerddom is showing. I just got an email. Funny story about Zachary Quinto. This is going to be a long vlog, so tune in, get comfortable. But yeah, we actually went to the same acting school, or it was like kind of an acting school, I guess. I don't know. It was, yeah, because it wasn't in our school. I'll just call it an acting school instead of trying to explain it. I don't think that we were ever in anything together, and honestly, it's very random that I remember this, but I remember that I was talking to one of our teachers, and she was giving me advice on different monologues and stuff to get. So I was like going through the books and everything, and like I was kind of talking to her, but not really because I was looking through the books and through all the monologues. And I remember that he came up and he asked her some question about something. I think he had an audition, or it might have been actually right before he was going to do a CMU audition, which he got in. If you have the internet and you care at all about Zachary Quinto, you know. Uh, so he was talking to my teacher about it, and like I didn't really pay very much attention to him. I knew I had seen him a couple of other times. Like I said, we didn't have any of the same things happening, but I had seen him like once or twice, and he was talking. But then I just remember when he walked away, like my teacher was talking about him, like, man, that kid is really, really good. He's going to go really far. She was just super proud of him. Like, oh, well, that's pretty cool. And so I forget about it because, it's a random happening thing. And then I'm watching 24, I think it was season 3, and I see him in the show, and I'm just kind of like, that guy looks super familiar. And not like I've seen him in something else familiar, but like I have talked to this guy before, or I've met this guy before. And so I look it up, and it took me a little while to piece all the puzzle pieces together. But I figured it out. And so it was really cool, and I was very excited for him when he was on 24, because, like, yeah, Pittsburgh Pride, like, hometown guy. And now he's doing amazing things and was on Broadway and everything. So Zachary Quinto does not know me at all, but I am super proud of him for coming out of Pittsburgh and just rising to be awesome. Yeah, so that's my Zachary Quinto story. But going on, trying to decide, should I go on or should I talk about this tomorrow? I'm gonna go on. So there's so many other people. Like I was looking through, trying to like remember all the actors that I liked in there, and I realized that like not even the people that had pretty large parts in particular seasons, but even the people that had tiny little roles. Like I said, like they're so good at it, even with bad acting and bad storylines. Like they did a really good job. So a couple of shout outs. Greg Grunberg, I mean, he was in it the whole time. Honestly, I didn't really like his character ever. I really, really wanted to, but I couldn't. But I had to have love for Greg because of Felicity. Like, it was such a great show. It was one of the last shows that I watched actually on television, and then I went through a big long hiatus. And Greg did a really great job with his character Matt. And there wasn't really much to do with him. I felt really bad for him. Some special guests that are amazing. Since I am going full on nerd right now tonight with this vlog, I've got to give a shout out to George Takei and Ernie Hudson. Like, I don't know, they're huge in nerd fandom things. If you guys don't know who they are, look them up, and you're probably not part of that group of people. So, I mean, it's cool. Kristen Bell. Kristen Bell was so good in the show. And hello, Veronica Mars. Speaking of Veronica Mars, Francis Capra was also in Heroes. Did you know that? I didn't know that until today. It was pretty fantastic. A couple of other people that I loved. David Anders. I hated his character in Heroes. Like, I just wanted to punch him in the face all the time. But David played him so very well. And then David's also been on 24, which I don't know if I remembered that. Honestly, I think they happened like around the same time. So Heroes may have been first and then 24. I don't know. And he was in the Vampire Diaries and Once Upon a Time, both of which I enjoy mostly. Another Vampire Diaries, Candace Patton. She is fantastic in there. I don't remember her in Heroes, but she's there. Thomas Dekker is another person whose character that I didn't really like, but I liked him. And then because of him, actually no, I take that back. Thinking of somebody else. That was Nicholas D'Agosto. I really didn't like his character, but I've come to appreciate him as an actor. Most recently on Gotham, but on several other things I've seen. Like, he's just been super brilliant. So, kudos to that. I'm glad that you played West, even though he was really annoying. Yeah, Thomas Dekker. Thomas Dekker's character is really cool, and one of the reasons that I decided to watch the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Also, because Summer Glau, and I really wanted to succeed, but alas. Jessalyn Gilsig, she is so good. I don't know, she needs to be in more things. Another person who I wanted to punch in the face, not on Heroes, but on Glee, Terry Schuster is kind of a jerk, but she was so great. Oh my gosh, my list is really, really, really long. So, Missy Peregrine and Missy Pyle, the Missies were super great on Heroes. I'm just going to skip ahead. A couple of people that I didn't realize were in Heroes, and now I kind of want to do a rewatch, but I don't know if I can put myself through that. Justin Baldoni, who is currently in Jane the Virgin, which I am absolutely loving. He was in 2 episodes of Heroes, as was Donna Caddick, who's in Castle. She was also in 2 episodes of Heroes. Did you know that? I didn't realize that. Dana Davis. Dana Davis, I loved her on Heroes. I wish she had been around a lot more. Same with Jayma Mays. She was brilliant. I don't remember Ellen Green or Swoosie Kurtz, both from Pushing Daisies, which is a fantastic show if you've not seen it yet. I kind of remember Ellen in Heroes, but again, I'd have to watch it again to really um, figure out who she is. Let's see, who else? Seth Green. Seth Green is great in anything that he does. Like, he's just kind of magic. He's like, bah, I'm gonna put a little bit of magic on here, and there he is. That's what Seth Green does. Eric Roberts. Wow, Eric Roberts is so good. Again, he's great in everything too. If you have not seen the show Less Than Perfect, you should watch that. Also, little trivia thing, not really trivia, but I find it really funny when things all work together. Eric Roberts was on Less Than Perfect and in Heroes with Zachary Levi, who's going to be in Heroes Reborn, who is married to Missy Peregrine, who is in Heroes. So it's all connected. I don't know. The entertainment world apparently is like Nashville, and everything is connected. Malcolm McDowell. Malcolm McDowell, fantastic. I remember when it was announced that he was on the show, and like everybody was freaking out. And honestly, I didn't really know why, but then I looked him up, and I'm like, oh yes, that guy. I was really excited about it too, and he did a great job. And Christopher Eccleston. Christopher Eccleston was so great, and a big reason why I decided to start watching Doctor Who. That and all my friends talked about it. But I was really excited about the Ninth Doctor because of Christopher Eccleston, and I remember that I realized that he was only in one season, and I was super sad. But then David Tennant absolutely stole my heart, and he has been my doctor ever since. So thanks, Christopher, for getting me into Doctor Who, and thank you for not sticking around very long so that I could enjoy David Tennant. I think that I might have to do a 10th Doctor rewatch because, yeah. Anyway, that's been me being super nerdy about Heroes. So yeah, a lot of great things came out of the show Heroes, despite the not so greatness of seasons 3 and 4, especially. And my gosh, this has been like 13 minutes now. So yeah, tell me, are you excited about Heroes Reborn? What were your favorite parts of the Heroes show if you originally saw it? If you didn't see it and you decided to do a rewatch, feel free to share with me your thoughts on it. I might have to do a rewatch. I'll at least rewatch season 1. Season 1 was great. And Tim Sale's artwork is throughout the entire thing, so that's good too. Look at me, I'm still nerding out. I gotta stop now, because it's been a long time. If you watched all of this, thank you. And I will talk to you guys, hopefully tomorrow. Tomorrow I work 14 hours, so we'll see. Tomorrow might be a 30-second of, hey look, I made it, bye. And look, I just did it now, so I'll just cut that part. Anyway, have a good night. Bye!